D-Lo 404 Boxing and More. Shout out to the LDBC. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the LDBC. Hey, I hope everybody had happy holidays. Had some happy holidays over the Christmas holiday. Hope everybody has a happy New Year. But yeah, I want to get into a video. I want to talk about some comments that were made on one of my videos. And this particular comment, which there was a ton of comments. This video probably has more comments than any video I've ever posted. But one thing in particular that I want to talk about was the guy came in the comment section and me and one guy was going back and forth about Luis Ortiz being ranked up top in the heavyweight picture and him not getting opportunities versus the guys that he should get opportunities with. And what the fella decided to say was, well, Luis Ortiz, and this is another guy that butted in. He said, well, Luis Ortiz has more losses than he has wins for F's sake. You know, that's what he said. And he was like, what does he have to offer? And it's like, dude, if you coming on here and you telling me that a fighter that is 30-1, with I think Ortiz has 26 KOs. It's 26 or 24. I don't have it right in front of me. But for you to come on here and say that the man has more losses than wins, that takes away all credibility from anything else you have to say further. You know, the bottom line is it's been well documented. The guys who have gone out of their way to basically say they're not going to fight Luis Ortiz. Dillian Whyte has called him out himself and basically avoided him on more than two occasions. Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko worked out an arrangement to have Luis Ortiz step aside so that they could fight one another for that vacant WBA title. Yeah, vacant WBA title. And, you know, the rest is pretty much history. I mean, that's until Deontay Wilder gave Luis Ortiz an opportunity at a title shot. That was the closest Luis Ortiz was ever going to come to a title shot. It was up to these sanctioning bodies. It is up to these other guys that are in title contention. I mean, the bottom line is the guys who could be fighting Luis Ortiz should be giving Luis Ortiz a fight or should be pursuing fights with Luis Ortiz, refuse to do so. So, you know, guys, don't come on my videos trying to down Luis Ortiz when the guy's doing everything he can to make fights. I mean, the steroid, you know, situation with the failed drug test and all that, I'm not excusing that. You know, the man was a dirty fighter at some point in his career. He got himself together. He's been passing drug tests. He's enrolled in a Nevada Clean Boxing program, and he's still avoided. So don't blame it on the steroids. Don't blame it on failed drug tests. You know, Povetkin in a worse situation than Ortiz, who failed multiple drug tests for more than one substance, failed for Ostarine, and he also failed for Meladonium. And you know, this guy got put back in the rankings, and I think at the time he fought Joshua, he was in the top 1 or 2 and 2 or 3 and 3 sanctioning bodies. You know, so you know, the hypocrisy is ridiculous. Same thing, Dillian Whyte was suspended from the sport of boxing for failing drug tests. So, I mean, don't try to condemn Luis Ortiz and give these other guys a pass. You know, because the reality is Luis Ortiz is the guy y'all want to use as an example and say, oh, he don't deserve this or that because he failed drug tests. But then the guys that are associated and affiliated with AJ, who are Sasha Povetkin and Dillian Whyte, you want to give those guys a pass and big up. I mean, the reality is facts are what they are. Luis Ortiz, you know what I'm saying, can only fight the guys that'll get in the ring with him. And so far, so good. Other than his fight with Deontay Wilder. And he gave a good account of himself. He just came up short. But Luis Ortiz fought, okay, Vladimir Klitschko was someone who had an opportunity to fight Luis Ortiz and didn't, wouldn't, couldn't, whatever. Vladimir Klitschko fought prior to his Tyson Fury fight. He went 12 rounds to a decision, unanimous decision, but it was 12 round decision against Bryant Jennings. Okay? The very next fight for Jennings was against Luis Ortiz. Jennings was knocked out in that fight. Okay? Dillian White, him hauled around about wanting to fight Luis Ortiz, but somehow never can seem to make a fight with Luis Ortiz because he doesn't seem to really want to fight. But I'll give you a comparative example of an opponent. Everyone says, oh, no one in the UK wants to see Luis Ortiz because he had a bad outing against David Allen. Okay. Prior to Luis Ortiz fighting David Allen, who was David Allen's opponent? Dillian White. How did the fight go? 12-round decision. But somehow you want me to believe that Luis Ortiz looked worse knocking out Dave Allen than Dillian White did going 12 rounds with him? I don't buy it. The bottom line is the only thing you can look at is result. Dave Allen got knocked out of that fight. Okay? Joseph Parker, another guy you UK fans want to hold with high claim. Why? Because he was an opponent for AJ. AJ won his third and final title against Joseph Parker. Okay? Joseph Parker has no interest in fighting Luis Ortiz, has said so. Okay? Joseph Parker had a common opponent with Luis Ortiz. That's Ruslan Cavani. I forget how to say his name, but the guy that was like 6'8" that Ortiz fought in his first fight after Wilder. That guy was his fight prior to fighting Luis Ortiz. His very last fight prior to fighting Luis Ortiz was against Joseph Parker. That fight went 12 rounds. Joseph Parker got the decision. In the very next fight, Luis Ortiz stopped the guy in the second round. Knocked him out. You guys cannot convince me that these guys are better than Luis Ortiz when against common opponents, Luis Ortiz dominates the opponent and gets a stoppage where these guys going 12 rounds. I'm not saying for a career, Luis Ortiz has shown to be better than Vladimir Klitschko. I'm just saying at that particular time in his career, Luis Ortiz looked a whole lot more dangerous than Vladimir Klitschko at the time of his career when he fought Bryant Jennings. And then that Bryant Jennings fight. If you ask Bryant Jennings who he'd rather fight again, you know, he probably would say Vladimir Klitschko. You know? Only difference is Klitschko's not active anymore. No one's really out there trying to fight a fighter that isn't active. I mean, I don't really know but one. I'll leave that alone. I'll just say nobody's out there chasing an inactive fighter. Other than guys that are trying to fight Floyd Mayweather for the big money. Alright? But that's all I want to say about Luis Ortiz. Guys, put some respect on the man's name. I've said this several times. If you don't respect Luis Ortiz as a fighter, you don't think as a matter of fact, he was called a bum in these comments. So if you guys think he's such a bum, get your favorite fighter to get in the ring with him and expose him as the bum you say he is. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that I would bet money that your favorite fighter probably gets knocked out by Luis Ortiz. Once again, D-Lo 404 Boxing and More. Ask that you please subscribe, like, share, comment. I appreciate the viewership. I appreciate the comments in the comment section. I'm trying to grow this channel. You know, that's all I can say about it is, you know, any interaction with the viewers is good for the Google algorithm, excuse me. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. Shout out to the LDBC once again. I'm out. Peace.